Hey guys, this is 13.3 part 3. It's a lot of threes in that sentence. Okay, example 3. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about arc length. So as I talked about in part 1 of 13.3, the way we've defined radians allows us to take the radian angle measure times the radius, and that gives us the arc length. So this arc length S is just 5 pi over 6 times 3. This arc length B is just 2 pi over 3 times 3. So it's just angle times radius, assuming that the angle is in radians. This only works with radians, not degrees, which is one of the perks of radians. Okay, so S is 5 pi over, wow, that is not a pi. It is not a pi. It's kind of an H, but really sloppy one. Anyway, 5 pi over 6 times 3, which is 5 pi over 2. So that would be the exact answer if you're asked for an exact answer. If you're asked for decimal approximation, it would be 7.85. So that's approximately 7.85. Obviously, that decimal goes on and on. So how you would round that would depend on how the question was asked. This actually says to the nearest tenth. So technically, this should be 7.9. Nearest tenth, 7.9. Yeah. So, yep. And then, this other one, B, I'll go ahead and change color. B is 2 pi over 3 times 3, which is just 2 pi, which to the nearest tenth would be 6.3. Yeah. It's 6.28 and so on. So yeah, 6.3. Okay. Yeah. So it's that simple. And so if we're given R and we're given R and theta, so this is our formula, assuming theta is in radians. If given R and theta to find S, we're going to multiply. And then if we're given R and S to find theta, well, we just look at this. We say, okay, if I want to find theta, then I have to divide both sides by R. So I would have S divided by R. So I would divide S by R. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So let's go on and do this word problem. Gotta erase some stuff. Okay. So we have a weather satellite is in a circular orbit 3,600 kilometers above the surface of the Earth, and completes one orbit every 4 hours. And we want to know how far it travels in 1 hour. So we're given a picture, but I'm going to draw kind of a simpler diagram. So one full circuit, so 2 pi radians in 4 hours. 2 pi radians in 4 hours. And I want to know what the radius are. So we're told that it's 3,600 kilometers above the Earth, but we're also shown in the diagram that the Earth has a radius of 6,400 kilometers. So we need to take that into account as well. So it's both of these things. So that would be what? 100,000? Yeah, 100,000. So that's 100. No, it's 10,000. Sorry, it would be 10,000. It would be 10,000. Sorry, that's what I get for doing math in my head. Okay, yeah, 10,000. And so that's our radius, it's 10,000. And we know that it goes 2 pi radians in 4 hours because 2 pi radians is one complete orbit. So how many radians does it go in 1 hour? Well, 1 hour is 1/4 of the time. So if we divide by 4, so 2 pi divided by 4 is pi over 2 radians in 1 hour. So it goes pi over 2 radians in 1 hour. So we need to figure out what that distance is. So the distance S is theta, which is pi over 2 times the radius, which is 10,000, which is just 5,000 pi. Put that in a calculator. Pi. Oh. So that is 15,708. I'm going to round to the nearest kilometer. It didn't tell me what to round to, so 15,708 kilometers. Don't forget your units. Kilometers. So 15,708 kilometers in 1 hour. Wow. Okay. All right. So one thing I want to talk about is what we did here. So basically, my thought process was, what do I need to divide 4 by to get 1? And then I divide the radians by the same thing. With 4 and 1, it was easy. But what if it was something like it takes 5 hours, and then how many does it take in 2 hours? So let me do some erasing so that we can actually see what I'm talking about. So say it was 2 pi radians in 5 hours. How many then would it be in 2 hours? Well, there isn't just a nice clean number that I can divide 5 by to get 2. So basically I'm thinking 5 divided by what equals 2. Well, if I multiply 5 by 2 over 5, right? 5 times 2 over 5 equals 2. So I could multiply by 2 over 5. Because the 5's cancel, right? So that equals 2. So if you set up sort of a 5 times what equals 2, if you're not sure what to multiply by or divide by, you could set up 5 times what equals 2 and then figure out that it's 2 over 5 because you need the 5's to cancel. So yeah. And then, so I would just say, okay, 2 pi times 2 over 5. So 4 pi over 5 is what I would need in this case. So basically, yeah, what do I need to divide or multiply by to get from here to here? And then do that to the radians as well is how that works. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. And this is the end of 13.3, sort of. There's going to be another video, but it's not part of the PowerPoint. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.